So hi everyone, myself Arun Kumar from SNS College of Technology in the Department of ECE. In this video, I am going to share about encoder in combinational logic circuits. So these are all the slides we are going to see in this video. So introduction. Generally, the encoders are having inputs and outputs. So the input is considered based on 2 power n inputs and n outputs. So here n is the number of bits. So suppose if you are choosing n equal to 3 means then 2 power 3 equal to 8. So 8 inputs has been given. So n 3 output has been taken. So these values are considered based on the binary values, and the representation of the bits has been assigned ASCII to American Standard Code for Informational Interchange, in which we are using 7-bit binary code encoders. So the like 2 power n and n output lines, and 2 power n is the input and n is output lines. That we see how these input and output has been fetched for this encoder. So the 2 power 3 8, so 8 input I am given here and 3 outputs. So x y z will be considered as the 3 outputs. So the first value has generated based on d naught. Suppose the output is 0 0 0 means then the d naught will be considered as a first input, and followed by, so next bit 0 0 1 means then d1 has been generated, like this up to 7 bit the last d7 has been generated. The concerned output has been marked based on the input value. Suppose x equal to d4 plus d5 plus d6 plus d7 means it will be considered based on the number of ones generated in the output. First bit is considered as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, d4 and d5, d6, d7, like this. All the y and z value has been generated. So y equal to d2 means 0, 1, 2, d2, and d3, d4 0, d5 0, d6 has been generated, and corresponding d7 also generated. And z g0, d1 power 1, d2 0, and d3 is 1, and d4 0, d5 is 1, and d6 0, d7 is 1. So like this it has been generated. And next is we are going to mark all this value as a logic diagram. Suppose x equal to d4 plus d5 d6 d7 means the concerned input has been fetched to the gate. So here I am using OR gate for addition operation because it is all under OR operation. So I am just choosing OR gate. So d4 the d4 value has been fetched, and d5, so d5, and d6 also fetched, and d7 also fetched. So like this y also generated based on the input conditions. Priority encoders. Suppose if I am going to select any other bit for first order means I am going to use this priority encoder. The priority encoder is generated based on the number of ones generated based on the output. So if d equal to 1 means the bit is valid when at least one input is active, and if the bit is 0 means no output is invalid, and the number of inputs is active. So the truth table, so in this truth table also same as encoder. So 8 cross 3 priority encoder has been generated, 8 input and 3 output. Suppose if I am going to give d naught as 1 means the remaining bit will be considered as x because x means 0 or 1. I am choosing only d naught, so remaining bit I want to consider, so that I am just making my data as x. And if while making the value as x as other means then the remaining bit also 0. For example, if I am going to consider d3 as a first bit means the d3 is considered as 1, it has been generated, and I won't consider other bits, so I am just making other data as a x. Automatically if you are choosing 1 means then automatically the data remaining bits of the other bits has been considered as 0. So like this all the bits has been assigned based on the priority. The output also same for the corresponding inputs. So the selected value has been considered for the logic diagram. Suppose if you are considered as Q0, then the corresponding the input conditions has been generated. So D1, D3, D5, D7. So here the first gate is choosing D0, D1, D3, and D5 and D7. So like this all the gate has been generated based on the number of inputs. application has been used for a lot of applications, computer systems and the CNC operating machines, medical processing. Suppose if the emergency ward means the data has been forwarded to the doctor, it is very useful to consider the for priority encoder. And data routing, the routing process is used to consider which data has to be generated first. And signal processing is digital signal processing is nowadays using for a lot of medical applications. And computer application encryption operation has been used. Assessment. A priority encoder is used for hospital emergency alerts. If signal come from ICU and outpatient simultaneously, it considered as D4 and D2, which is prioritized. So I'm just using here priority encoder. So the D4 ICU is a main purpose to forward to the immediate data. So I'm just using ICU. D4 is prioritized. So the output is 100. So here the output has been taken 1248. So here 123, so it is a 3 bit, so the consider as 100. So D2 is 010, so 2 value. So while considering priority encoder, I'm just choosing this D4 as a first. Thank you.